times. Be with the times.
छोटों को प्यार बड़ों को प्रणाम नमस्कार सत श्री अकाल आदाब. What I mean is love and blessings to all the younger ones, respect to all my elders. Mr. Khan, Mr. Zarak Khan, looks like we met just yesterday.
Absolutely, 3 years has flown by, hasn't it? Huh?
3 years, you know. What a pleasing personality, you know. The Fiji community here in Australia and New Zealand loves you from the core of the heart.
Thank you very much, Navneet.
How-
You've been very kind.
How would you rate your journey in Australia in all these 3 years?
I think, firstly, a Bulavinaka to all your viewers of Fiji Times. Before I begin, may I just firstly congratulate you, Navneet, and your organization. I think
Thank you so much.
you and your team have been doing a wonderful job since your inception in terms of serving our Fijian community and our broader Indian community here in Australia. And I take my hat off to the wonderful work that you're doing.
You deserve a thank you from my side as well by supporting us in getting the news from Fiji for the people here to stay connected with the back home. So how would we rate your journey for these 3 years?
I think I would say it's been exceptional. I think we sat down at our older office in North Sydney a
Probably
few
it
years
was your
ago.
very first day.
Almost my very first day
Very
when,
first
when,
day,
we, when
yes.
you sat me down with
Yes.
our former High Commissioner, you know, and we sort of went through some of the objectives, you know, that I had in this role and some of the things that I'd like to achieve over the next 3 years. And I think in large part with the support of our Fijian community and our diaspora here, the great team that we have here at the Fiji Consulate, plus not forgetting the tremendous support that we received from the Fijian government, I think we have managed to achieve all the things that we set out to achieve. Over the last 3 years, we've managed to secure close to, if not greater than almost $100 million worth of investment for Fiji, which covers both our New Zealand and our Australia offices, as well as over $10 million in exports. And we've also set up a new office in Auckland, you know, which is quite an achievement for us. So we've got 2 Trade Commission offices, one here in Sydney as well as in Auckland.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You know, what I see when you said we set up the goals on the very first day when we met, and your tenure is going to be finished probably 31st of May is the last day?
That's correct.
Look, we all are going to miss you. We all are going to miss that lovely smile that we get from time to time. What are the key points, do you think, the accomplishments that have been achieved by this office while you've been posted in Sydney?
I think on the trade and investment side, generally you would see that we're a lot more visible, especially we've got a new website. We've now transferred all our consular services online and we're fully cashless. So we're one of the first missions here in Australia where we can receive all payments as well as applications online. We've also, as I said, managed to get a good healthy number of projects for Fiji, especially in the areas of tourism, manufacturing, ICT. But I think apart from the business accomplishments that we've had, I think what I'm more proud of and more passionate about is that we managed to bring the community across New South Wales much more closer together. You know, for example, last year with the support of Fiji Times and some other colleagues, we managed to do our first Tiwari event.
Absolutely.
You know, which was a great multicultural event, seeing people from all walks of life demonstrating why Fiji is such a special country. You know, when we've got ethnic groups from all different backgrounds coming together. We also have been supporting the Fiji Day celebrations over the last 3 years out in Liverpool, where we get close to 15 to 20,000 Fijians coming together. And we're actually the only country where the Prime Minister of Fiji has come every year for Fiji Day. You know, despite having elections last year as well, he made it a special moment by coming and gracing us with his presence. So I think it's the community work that is really passionate and close to my heart that we've managed to do a lot of work in.
I think 14th of May was the 140th Gilmit Day for Fiji. Any message for the Fiji community here in Australia as well as back home in Fiji?
I think it's quite a special occasion to commemorate the 140th anniversary of Gilmit. I'm also a descendant of the Gilmitiers. I think the Gilmitiers brought with them their skills, their passion, their hard work ethic, and made Fiji a better place. You know, in a very diverse country. In fact, one of the most multiracial countries in the Pacific region. And as we celebrate the 140th year, I think the Fijian government has announced a number of initiatives. I think there's funding that has been assigned to celebrate this occasion, but also in the form of a Gilmit Museum, you know, which we're looking forward to. But you know, despite my absence from this role in the future, I do believe that both the Fiji Consulate and the Fiji High Commission in Canberra will be rolling out some activities for the community here in New South Wales to commemorate this special occasion.
You know, we talk about the museum. Tell us more about it. Can you elaborate a little bit more for the community? Because this is an absolute exciting news.
I think a number of Fijians of Indian heritage have written about Fiji's experience when it comes to the Girmit. And I think a number of these people would be coming together, and I'm sure the government in Fiji has put in place plans where a special committee would be formed to actually look at this particular issue. There's a number of artifacts and memorabilia from that particular age which is already in the Fiji Museum. But I think the government has made this special decision because of the fact of the important contributions that the government have made to the economic development of our country through the sugar industry, but more so in terms of the culture as well, and the new flora and fauna that were actually brought in from India when the government was happening, but also to celebrate a special time in our history as well, and recognize some of the good as well as the bad things that happened during the time, and recognize the people that were involved.
Yeah. Like in the last 3 years, which has just flown away like a flick of it, you have seen community coming more close-knit. Any special message that you want to pass on and congratulate the community here in New South Wales as well as in New Zealand before you depart? We will miss you anyway, but any message?
Thank you, Navneet. I think our community would have heard from the Prime Minister directly over the last 3 years that he's come in and presided over the Fiji Day celebrations. We are a very special community here in Australia and in New South Wales. We have close to 100,000 Fijians that are across Australia, and in New South Wales about 60 to 70,000, placing it as one of the largest diaspora communities outside of Fiji. And we are very thankful as a government, as a people, that the Fiji Australians come to our assistance when we have natural disasters in Fiji, such as Tropical Cyclone Winston a few years ago. We also had a couple of cyclones that came to Fiji last year. The amount of support that we receive from the diaspora community here in terms of donations for clothing, food, as well as cash donations to help rebuild our communities back home in Fiji has always been appreciated, and is a great example of a community working together. I guess our heartfelt plea would be that we want our community to remain united and unified. We want them to work together. We want them to come together when it comes to helping our people back home. We don't want our different political beliefs to divide us. Everyone has a right to their own political beliefs and their opinion. But I think what's more important is your love and passion for our country. And we need you to come together and help us, because Fiji is on a very special journey. We've had almost close to 10 years of economic growth back home. There's a young and passionate workforce back home. I believe 70% of our people are less than 40 years of age. So they're quite committed to our country. We need your help, we need your assistance, we need your expertise and your exposure in terms of what you've learned here in Australia, and for you to give back to our homeland.
Before we wrap up, tell us something about your new role that you're going to be fitting in.
It's a bit of a bittersweet moment for me at the moment. I think we've put together a great team here at the Fiji Consulate. And I'm very sad to leave them. But there are also very exciting opportunities for my family and I. So I will be joining an organization called the Pacific Islands Forum Secretariat as the Director for Programs and Initiatives. Fiji is a member country of the Pacific Islands Forum, so I would still have my connections to the Fijian government. I will be looking after a range of different programs at my new organization, particularly in the area of private sector development, trade, investment, economic growth, climate change, sustainable development, and fisheries. So there's a number of different areas that I'll be involved in. But Fiji will always be close to my heart, so I'll always maintain a relationship with the Consulate and the Trade Commission here, and also the community where I've built lifelong relationships and friendships over the last few years.
Look, on behalf of Fiji Times, my whole team, wish you all the best for the new role that you're going to fit in.
Thank you.
तो आज हमने की सीजी ज़राक खान से बातचीत, और मैं आपका नवनीत. Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, Navneet. Vinaka.
Dream big, achieve big. Gemco Sydney. Any course, any uni. www.gemcoaustralia.com